Two Gays Watch a Movie!
With Arron Holman.
And Zacary Landolt.
Hi, I'm Arron Holman.
And I'm Zacary Landolt.
And today, we're watching
The Holiday!
Woo! I love a good holiday. Vacation's all I ever wanted.
I just want a house swap.
I do too, and I remember looking it up after watching this movie, and that's not a thing. Anyways, The Holiday was released in 2006 and quickly became a holiday romantic comedy classic. It features the all-star foursome of Cameron Diaz, Kate Winslet, Jude Law, and Jack Black.
The movie was written and directed by Nancy Meyers, who had previously made The Parent Trap, What Women Want, and Something's Gotta Give. Before Arron and I dive into our chat, let's take a listen to the trailer.
We might as well be honest with each other. Just tell me, did you sleep with her?
Okay, I slept with her. You happy?
Did you say, am I happy?
You gotta be.
Oh God, here he comes. Oh, Jasper, what's the story with you two anyway? I'm head over heels, you know?
Everybody, may I introduce the newly engaged Jasper Bloom?
I hate my horrible life.
Iris and Amanda are in exactly the same place.
Where do I want to go? By myself? Depressed at Christmas.
Just 6,000 miles apart.
Home exchange. We switch houses, cars, everything. Bingo. I need you to answer this.
Are there any men in your town?
Perfect.
We're on our way to New Jerusalem.
I'm here.
I'm here.
As one door closes,
That'll be interesting.
another one opens.
Oh.
Hi.
Hello. I'm Miles.
I'm Graham, Iris's brother.
Do you want some company?
Yeah, love some.
Excuse me? Okay, sorry about that. Boob Grace. That was accidental.
You know, Graham, I just broke up with someone. And considering that you showed up and you're insanely good looking and probably won't remember me anyway, I'm thinking we should have sex. If you want.
Is that a trick question?
Seems I had it all wrong. It turns out you'll go somewhere new and meet people who make you feel worthwhile again.
It's Christmas Eve, and we are going to celebrate being young and being alive.
Iris, hi, it's Amanda.
Can you hold on for a sec? Sorry, that was Amanda.
Find out how she is.
Can you tell him I'm good?
How's she doing?
What's he been up to?
Hold, please.
I can't believe that you have had sex with the woman staying in my house.
He told you that?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
The Holiday.
I can't believe you've had sex with Amanda. She's been there 5 days. And then you meet her and immediately get into her knickers.
Still me.
Wow.
All right.
I love this. I've seen this
Listen.
movie many times.
I've seen it. This is one of those movies that I do have on repeat for my holidays.
Same,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, it literally is in the title, but on top of that, it's a movie
It's
that
in
makes
the
me feel
title.
good. You know, it's right there. But I really enjoy this movie every time that I watch it.
It's
You
so
know, this last
charming.
time that I watched it, it was just as good as the first time.
It's like a warm bowl of chicken soup. It's just, you know, it's got just enough. It's got everything I want. It has just enough sentimentality that I'll cry a couple of times, but it's also really funny, so I get the chuckles. And it's got two strong females, so and I am someone. I know Nancy Meyers has become sort of a joke with how people talk about her as a filmmaker. Sometimes they love to bring up the cashmere, the big kitchens, I get it, but she really does something for me. It's something about her films, they're just like comfort food.
All right, listen, there was the list of credits right before the trailer. The Parent Trap, What Women Want, Something's Gotta Give. I'm not gonna lie, at different points of my life, all of these movies have been obsessions.
Good. I think you're gonna say the opposite. I'm like,
No, even What Women Want.
I love
used
What
to
Women Want.
love that movie.
It holds up. It holds up,
Does it?
actually. It
I
does.
honestly haven't seen it in years.
I rewatched it last year because I was like, oh God, I wonder if this has like not aged the best. And it's actually kind of ahead of its time for when it was. I know it has Mel Gibson, so it has that whole stain on it. But
Sour taste.
yeah, but like I still love it. And I remember when I was such a big Nancy Meyers nerd, especially from Something's Gotta Give, that when the first trailer for this came out at the time, I went, oh, this is gonna be my shit.
And you were right.
I was right.
All right, so this movie came out in 2006. I'm not sure. I probably had to have seen it the year it came out or the next.
I definitely saw it in the theater.
You saw it in theater?
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, and we were obsessed. It was very funny. I also loved it because I feel like Cameron Diaz got a different type of part than she usually gets to play, even though it might feel like standard Cameron Diaz, but she wasn't playing like a ditz or anything. Like it felt like a more grounded version of the wacky romantic comedy roles she usually was playing, or like Charlie's Angels, she was sort of like the dumb blonde, quote unquote, even though she wasn't dumb, but she definitely played like
She definitely
flighty and kooky.
She definitely wasn't dumb in this movie. We saw her being a very successful movie trailer maker, which is, by the way, the only thing that they ever called her, like by the job title. Is that what that job is called?
I assume that she. Well, I always wonder, like, is she just doing the trailers, or is she in charge of
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, never. I was thinking, like, is she in charge of like promotion for films, and that just happens to go into the trailer section of it. But she does talk about they said, oh, we cut like however many trailers this past year, and it was an insane number. I don't remember the number right now. It was a large number. It was a large number, and her coworkers should be noted were Catherine Hahn in a tiny, tiny little part, and John Krasinski, who I was like, ooh.
Super young, but he looks exactly the same as he does today, honestly.
And he would later pop up in another Nancy Meyers movie, I assume because she enjoyed him so much. He was in It's Complicated. With Meryl Streep. Yeah, also, I remember at the time thinking what a big deal it was they got Kate Winslet for this. Because she was like, legit, eventually she's going to win an Oscar any minute now, lady at the time. She was Miss Titanic.
I thought the two of them played very well against each other. It took two very strong women to stand up. What did you think of their chat room scene? This is one of my favorite moments of the entire movie.
Oh, I love it.
I think it's insane. What website are they on? This magic website with Home Exchange, where you switch cars.
Real website. It's a real website. It's a real website. Apparently I read this in the trivia when they were after the movie came out, they saw a huge spike, especially in the UK, and people switching homes. And finally people had to be like, hey, like, don't be too trusting with this. Like there are like, identity fraud and like theft that can happen. But I guess we should.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to really know there was a lengthy process to be a person on the website. That's all I'll say. I would have to know, oh, you have to do a background check, you have to do a criminal background check. I don't know. But so I guess the movie starts with both of the women pretty much in like a low emotional place. And what I find so fascinating is you have Kate Winslet, who wears her like heart on her sleeve, who is just, devastated over her awful, awful, awful coworker. Sort of beau, was never really a beau. Can I just say, I think we've all been Kate Winslet at least once in our life, where we were madly in love with someone who like did not give a shit about us, and we could not see it. And I have to say, I loved Kate Winslet in this movie. She's like, I think she's the heart of the movie.
Do you? I wish that she'd gotten more screen time. I know she gets plenty of it towards the end, but I thought that we focused a lot on Cameron Diaz.
Really?
I did.
I will agree to disagree. Well, because I feel like Cameron Diaz, she I actually feel like Kate actually gets the better part to play because Cameron, her entire plot line overseas is pretty much about Jude Law. I mean, there's
Mhm.
other things that happen with her as a result of him, so it's not just based on him. But like, I feel like Kate Winslet, she gets all of the Jack Black stuff, but she also gets my favorite subplot in the movie, which is all the stuff with Eli Wallach as the
As
elderly
Arthur,
screenwriter Arthur.
Arthur Abbott, yeah.
Because I think their scenes together are almost like the heart of the movie, and it's not even one of the romantic like subplots. And I love the
Mhm.
way that this old man talking about classic film stars of old Hollywood are what give her confidence back because it's just it's such a beautiful little journey.
I really enjoy it, but I guess what I'm talking about is
Yeah,
I think Cameron Diaz, it's a romantic comedy. That's what they
sure.
built the whole show as. And it nails that. I think Cameron Diaz gets the lead when it comes to the romance because it is her and Jude Law. They literally fall in love. They say, I love you, to one
They
another
do.
before the end of it,
They have a
which
lot of
is,
sex.
they do.
Well,
Um,
and so sorry.
no, it's fine. Where Kate Winslet gets to, rehabilitate, make friends.
Yeah.
Jack Black, even, their relationship that they have, while it is also romantic, I don't know, it develops in a much more, I don't know, comedic and free, loose way.
Well, I think
I
it's
love it.
also it's more tentative because when we meet him in the movie, he has a girlfriend. So, and I've
Mm,
said this before, I feel like in this movie, Cameron Diaz's journey is more about like trusting people again and like letting people actually in and being surprised by Jude Law. And I think hers is mostly romantic, whereas Kate Winslet, I feel like her journey is more internal and more about reconnecting with herself
mhm.
because so much of her is like she didn't have confidence, she had been like totally broken by this guy, and I think her journey is being around people that make her feel good about herself again. And so I think they have different trajectories,
Completely.
even though they both end up with a nice guy at the end. I think it's because also like yeah, again, Jude Law and Cameron Diaz, lots of sex, lots of I love you. Whereas Kate Winslet, I mean, I think they maybe kiss once, if they
Mhm.
even kiss. I think he kisses her on the cheek or something. Like
Yeah,
it's not much. It's
it's definitely not much. But
it's
like you
like the
said, he does
start.
have a girlfriend. He has
He does have a
Maggie.
girlfriend who is like, yeah, the mirror for Kate Winslet with watching his relationship and going, "Oh no, I think you're in a bad relationship like I was."
Mhm.
Oh no. What do we think of the exes?
The exes being, is it
Like,
Maggie and Ethan?
well, no, I meant Ethan, the Cameron's ex. I guess he's not an ex, but like the one who's broken her heart. Jasper.
Oh, Jasper.
Jasper.
Uh, well, something interesting that I noted, anyways, was Jasper and Maggie are both from A Knight's Tale, where they both
That's
played
weird, yeah. I noticed that
the
as well.
romantic lead. I was like, what are they both doing here? But they're both hot, so it's like, all right.
I
Um,
read trivia. I don't know if it's true, so I don't even know if this is like substantiated, but if it is true, it's insane. I heard that Kate Winslet and the actor who played Jasper actually were a romantic couple at one point in life.
that would be hot. All
Yeah.
right, Jasper. I never liked
Schmuck.
him.
What a
I
schmuck.
Yeah, he's terrible. When he shows up in
Uh,
America just
uh.
unannounced that way, it's like, to me, I'm like, he's crossing into some weird stalking territory, right?
Or just like it's even outside of stalking, it's more just wow, what an egomaniac that you think
Yeah.
that I want to see you on my fucking vacation that happened right after you announced that you were getting engaged. Right after, at the beginning of the movie, he's very much flirting with her in
Yeah.
her office. Yeah, it's
His
just like
present
right
ends up being underwear for her eventually,
Jesus. And like right after it's like he gets announced as engaged. So it's kind of like, dude, what the fuck are you doing here? Like,
Yeah,
what are
he's
you doing
insane.
here? And he catches her at a low moment. So that's when, like, yeah, because she gets into Jack Black and then he kind of like blows her off to go. Well, we ultimately find out he's breaking up with Maggie. But yeah, it's just what a schmuck. And Ethan is also
Hated
an
him.
equal type of schmuck where he's just He's a guy I think that can't get. It's kind of like a two-way street in a weird way. Like I think Cameron Diaz definitely seems closed off, so maybe he felt like he can never connect to her. But that also does not mean you need to connect to your secretary's 22-year-old vagina. So that is not an excuse to be a dick. But I think they're both bad, but just in different ways. I was happy when she punched Ethan in the face. That made me happy. I don't condone
It was one of the most
violence.
satisfying.
Yeah, I don't condone violence, but that's fine.
It felt good. It definitely did.
They switch houses in this movie. I gotta ask, who do you think got the better house? Or for you, which house would you rather show up and be like, ooh, I'm staying here?
I would rather show up in the one in England. Like I literally would. And have like the drunk brother who is Jude Law show up.
Does he get included? If that's included, then I guess I would choose.
Oh, is that not included? Because I paid for that already.
I just meant the house. I meant the house.
Okay, just the house. Honestly, it still would be probably. I mean,
I see that for you.
The two houses are totally different, but I would love to go to the England one.
See, and I would rather roll up to Los Angeles with that house because that's pretty insane.
When in reality, you are definitely Cameron Diaz, and I would be Kate Winslet. As we'll prove later.
I'm Cameron Diaz.
And I'm Kate Winslet.
We're like practically doppelgangers. And that's like, it's okay. When you're pretty and blonde, it's a life and it's a struggle. Now, better question. And this one's hard. This is like a more complicated question. Which of the two guys would you rather end up with? Jude's obviously Jude Law, so we're not even going to pretend like he's not like insanely hot.
And he's a book editor, father of two.
Father of two. I mean, that's not exactly like a selling point to me.
Me
though
either.
Those are the cutest little girls in the world. When
They
that
were
little
amazing.
girl's like, "Do you not like tents?" When she shows up at their house. Oh, when she shows up at the house and she thinks that he's with another woman, that's the fucking kids. Oh, that's when the movie takes a pivot. That's when
I was like, oh shit, we're going there. He's daddy now.
He's Mr. Napkin Head.
And then, all right, they're all lying underneath the tent. They all have this like surreal experience. And then the little girls, perfectly on cue again, they say, what is it? They say something along the lines of like, we never have girls over. I like having a girl in the house.
I know. Oh God, or also, I guess, yeah, so I could pivot. But yeah, so with the two guys though, so that's Jude Law, but then you have Jack Black, who's very, very sweet, very funny. I love a funny guy. And he's a cutie patootie. He's just a different type. I don't know. Which one would you rather end up with?
I personally, I think I'd get along. It's so interesting. Yes, Jack Black. I'd go Jack. He's a musician. I like the way that he incorporates the music stuff. They have some really cute moments going to like, I don't know, the movie store.
The Blockbuster scene?
Yeah. Dustin Hoffman is in the background.
Do you want to hear the tea on that?
Yes, please.
He literally, from what I read, he just stumbled upon the shoot and was like, what's going on in here? And then they were like, and the director knew Dustin Hoffman was like, oh, hey. And she was like, oh, do you want to be in the scene? And that's why he's literally just wearing the clothes that he stumbled upon the shoot, and they threw some makeup on him and just said like, we'll do a quick cutaway. And so like, it was, completely random. Isn't that insane?
Oh my God. It's one of my favorite parts of the entire movie. Speaking of wonderful cameos, we have James Franco and Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan, who starred in her film debut, was in The Parent Trap, directed by Nancy Meyers.
Full circle.
Love it. I love a full circle. Also, yeah, I think so. With the guys, I do think I would go with Jack Black as well. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would want to have many, many nights of sex with Jude Law. Because my God, he is so beautiful in this movie. That chestnut color they have in his hair for this movie, it's just it's all working. But you think about but I think which moment of the movie made me melt the most? And it's not a Jude Law moment. It's the moment where Jack Black is writing music for Arthur for his acceptance speech, and then he plays the piece that he wrote for Iris. And come on, that's so sweet.
Yeah. He's very talented. He obviously has a great career. You moved to Los Angeles, or you could, I
Yeah,
suppose.
I
You
could.
could. You could.
So, the other thing that kills me in this movie,
What?
the thing that kills me, is when Amanda goes on the date with what's his name? What's his name?
That's good.
Great
Mm,
name. Jude Law. She goes to lunch with Jude Law. Cannot remember his name right now.
Graham.
Graham. Oh, Graham. I've seen this movie a million times, so I am losing it. No, when they go to lunch, and then she talks about how her and her parents called each other the Three Musketeers. And then when they're under the tent later, the little girl says that they're the Three Musketeers. And I'm sorry, I know it's a little cheesy. I know it's a little like, emotional beat by numbers. Like I get it. But when he like reaches over and like grabs her hand and they just do that wide shot of them and the little girls just all like lying under the tent together. Come on. You're heartless if you don't feel something.
It's really good. The shot looks really good. Everyone looks wonderful underneath the twinkling lights.
And they look like a family.
My question for you on that is, what's your interpretation of the Three Musketeers? Did it start with him and his girls first, and it was a synchronicity between the two of them?
Oh yeah, I think
Or
so.
he repeated it after she told him the story?
No, I think it was just because you can clock it when she says the Three Musketeers line at lunch. His eyes sort of like flicker when she says that, so I think he goes like, "Oh, weird." Yeah. I think it was a connective thread there.
I love connection.
And those little, I don't like kids. Let me known, listeners, I'm not a big kids
Ditto.
person. But those fucking
No, I do like
kids,
them, but I don't want them.
that little girl, like she's like, Amanda, if you want to sleep over, we could push our beds together.
Oh my
Come on.
god.
You look just like my Barbie.
You know, a little of it did feel like maybe he had taught these kids to be this way. Like, he's a little too suave, Jude Law. No?
Oh no, they're just the cutest.
I'm
Just the
teasing.
cutest. So a little about the casting of this movie. I found out that Winslet was literally the actress in Nancy Meyer's brain when she was writing this movie. And she apparently, Kate Winslet had really been wanting to do a romantic comedy for like a long time because she was kind of getting known as like that lady who's in all the sad period movies, which you can't even argue that. But she apparently was very nervous about filming it because she was like worried about like how can I be funny? Like I'm not known for being funny. And I read an interview where she said she would even call Jude Law and they would be on the phone together saying they're gonna fire us, like they're gonna recast us because like what if we don't make anyone laugh on screen? And apparently Kate Winslet watched lots of screwball comedies from the 40s, like The Philadelphia Story and His Gal Friday, to study the dialogues and performances.
Well, it all came together perfectly in this. Something I was thinking about it is this movie does have a little bit of like cheesiness to it, but because of these actors and like the chemistry between them, Kate Winslet, Jude Law, everything they did seemed real. Like they were really in love. And so I don't know. I had a great time with it. Always do have a good time with it.
Oh, I know. And I feel like it's a thing like this. I think it's not a bad script. Like I think Nancy Meyer's a good enough writer that's never just going to be like, oh, this is bad. But it's like there are definitely some stereotypical emotional beats that just happen. They just happen in movies like this. They just do. But I feel like it is a testament to the actors, and I think it probably is because she wrote for them so specifically as well. Because I also heard that the Jack Black part was like she saw School of Rock and went, oh, I'm gonna write that for him, and actually wanted to make it a thing of like, no, he doesn't look like Jude Law, but he's also really sweet and really funny, and he is handsome. He's just handsome in a different way, and maybe we should not like. I'm really happy it wasn't like I see a version of this movie where it's like Jude
Paul
Law.
Rudd. And Paul Rudd.
Yeah, like Paul Rudd, or like the person I had thought of in my head was Ron Livingston. Do you know what I'm talking about?
From Office Space?
Yes. Like that type of like, I'm like an offbeat romantic comedy guy. I'm not like handsome. And you're like, oh, you're still handsome. Shut up. Like I liked that it actually was an alternative type, because I feel like that doesn't get represented in rom-coms enough. And I feel like usually like the character of Jack Black, if he was in a rom-com, he would be like the best friend funny, but he would never be like someone that actually has a romantic stake in the film. And so I thought he's so charming in this. I think even people that say they're bothered by Jack Black, I feel like if they watch this performance, they would find something to love about him.
I've always really enjoyed Jack Black myself, but I
He
understand
can be
what
a
you
lot.
mean.
He can
He
be a
can
lot.
be a lot, but the fact that he really is a musician in real life, it literally brought like credibility to him in this role. You know, seeing him in School of Rock, him doing Tenacious D,
Yeah.
you know, he actually performs, and so I don't know, it was very believable that he is this music composer. I love him in this, and I'm so happy that he got to be the lead as well.
Yeah, so yeah, and who would have thought that him and Kate Winslet would have such good chemistry?
Well, Kate Winslet, I dare say, would have good chemistry with almost anybody.
Oh,
But yeah, they had wonderful chemistry together.
and I'm sure he helped her, because I'm sure he improved on this film, because that's just what he does.
To make
and so
her
it
more
probably
comfortable.
helped loosen her up a little bit, because I know she was, because we say like, oh, Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet, what lovely chemistry, but they really share no screen time in this film. Like, like they really are almost like two separate movies that only converge really once in the entire film, and it's in the infamous phone call scene where she gets on the phone with Cameron Diaz calls Kate Winslet, and
Hilarious.
her brother calls, and then she says,
"Oh, how's he doing? Oh, do you want me to ask him?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure."
I love when Kate Winslet's like, hold on one moment, please.
Hold on.
I can't believe you slept with the woman staying in my house. It's me. That whole scene is hilarious. What are some of your other favorite parts of this movie? I know we've both watched it many times.
I don't know.
It's like you've seen. I have movies like when you've seen it so many times, you don't even know how to pick out the pieces anymore.
Yeah, because it's the entire thing. It's an experience.
It's the whole.
When I decide to watch it.
I love not Kate Winslet. It's not all about Kate Winslet. Though I do love, there is a moment with Kate Winslet I have to remember, when she comes home from finding out that Jasper is engaged, and then she's like depressed in her cabin, and she's just like crying in her house, and then she's like making tea, and she turns on the gas to her stove,
and tries to kill herself.
The fumes. Then she runs to the window. She's like, "What am I doing?" She's like, "Low point." No point. And then also when she's on the phone with Amanda, where she's on the computer with Amanda discussing switching houses, and then they're like, "Oh, tell me a little about yourself," and she's like, I'm 35, and then she's like, "Single, hate my horrible life."
Yeah.
I love that. And I also love drunk Cameron Diaz when she's in the grocery shop when she first. Okay, why do they always portray Americans driving overseas as if like we're fucking morons? Like she goes, "Oh God, I can drive on the wrong side of the car, on the wrong side of the road. Okay, I can do this." I'm like, "Girl,
she's
bitch,
terrified the entire time. Like it's gonna be Hereditary, and her head's gonna fly off."
No, but I will say though, the footage they show of the road she's afraid of passing the truck, I am a little like, bitch, that is a narrow.
Also, a point about that road, at the very beginning, the guy refuses to take her all the way down because he makes up some bullshit excuse about like, I'm not going to be able to turn around. And so he doesn't drive her all the way down. She has to walk in stilettos.
That's a long walk.
It's a very long walk.
That's like insane.
It is. But at the end of the movie,
I would report him to the company. I'm going to say it.
At the end of the movie, when she's leaving the cottage, she's getting picked up in front of that house by that guy.
Is it the same guy?
It is the same guy.
Oh, it is the same guy.
And so it makes me go, what the fuck, man? You could have gone down this road at any time.
Well, here's what I imagine. And this is just me making up a scene. I imagine when she called back for a ride, she's like, "And by the way, Can you make sure the driver comes to the door? Like I'm pretty sure that was knowing the Cameron Diaz character the way that we do.
I
Um,
like it.
you know what else I loved
Backstory.
about this movie
What?
is at the time I was really into this artist. So I was like, oh my God. They use Imogen Heap in this film several times. And I'm
They
a
do.
big Imogen Heap fan.
It's that song, Let Go. Yeah.
Just for
Mhm.
now.
Just for now. That's it.
Yeah, just for now. No one joined in.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right.
I do love Imogen Heap too. Something else about the music for this, it's done by Hans Zimmer, who has
Yeah.
done like, I don't know, a
Oh,
million and
a
one
million
things,
things. A million
everything,
things.
you know. It's a movie that they decided to hire the best of everything, and
Yeah.
so it elevated it to, in my opinion, a classic.
Did you read the trivia about the Hans Zimmer? The Hans Zimmer?
There's a scene in the film where Cameron Diaz and Jude Law were chasing one another in a field after having lunch, which features a bossa nova style piece from the musical score. Writer and director Nancy Myers was so intent on having this scene in the film as a tribute to similar scenes featured in the films of Rock Hudson and Doris Day.
Mm.
Myers was so intent on having the right music for the scene that composer Hans Zimmer actually named the piece for Nancy. Yeah.
It is like it's a scene that does not need to be there, but at the same time, I do love it is so when they say it's like Rock Hudson, Doris Day, like, that's exactly what it is. If you have seen those types of movies, because literally it's just like handsome footage of two beautiful people laughing and hugging and like necking each other outside. That's literally all it is. Is all that scene is. It's them chasing each other in the garden. it's so weird. With the bossa nova.
I like it.
Yeah, this is definitely every year when I watch films for the holidays, I never get sick of this movie. I don't know what it is. Like I even after watching it for this show, I will have to watch it again with my sister because she always makes we have to watch it. And
It's really
I'm okay with
good.
that. I'm okay
It's
with that.
short, it's sweet, and I don't know. I love it after all these years too. You mentioned you cried. What moments
Oh.
made you cry?
Oh, stop it. I'm an active crier if the audience has not picked up on that yet. The scene, well, okay, oh God. Okay, so I'm a drama queen. When this movie first came out, I was really connecting to the Kate Winslet character, all of age like 20, whatever I was. I was like, oh, I'm so her. But I really I have to say, in my life, I have been unfortunate to have been in a couple of one-sided romantic things where I was very much attracted to someone and they did not feel it the same way. So it was very easy for me to slip into the shoes of Kate Winslet. So it was just it was mainly the big monologue that she has that I believe you'll be doing for Two Gays Acting
Oh my
segment in a little bit.
God.
Yeah, that thing always made me cry. It doesn't make me cry anymore because now I'm in a different place. So now I'm like,
Same. It used to make me cry a lot as well back in the day.
back in the day. And then also this, I don't know why it always gets to me. It's so fucking like I know it's being spoon fed to me to cry. That's what's so annoying. I'm like, God damn it, they got me again. Is when Cameron Diaz is leaving, and the whole plot line with her is that she can't cry. She's like, since her parents got divorced and she was a child, she's like been very like great with being a businesswoman, not so much with being emotionally available to anyone in her life. And she finally, when she's leaving Jude Law, she's in the car, and then she starts to cry. It's actually a great scene though, because she's like crying, but then she like realizes she's crying, and then
gets happy
that she's crying. I don't know, just all of that. I don't know. For some reason it's more the acting from Cameron Diaz. She has this one face that she makes when she like, yeah, I know you're doing the face right now, but it's just like it gets it. I'm sorry, Cameron Diaz. I love her. I think she's underrated.
She did some of her best work in this movie to me.
I agree.
Like some work that will always be good.
2 gold stars.
Mm-hmm.
So, of who's your favorite? Are you more of a Kate? You said
Kate Winslet.
See, I probably am more of a Kate, but I just love a Cameron Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly just because I mean, it's she's she's wearing the stilettos, the amazing cashmere coats, and look at that house.
See, with the Cameron Diaz character, I related to, not being able to cry, being emotionally stunted,
Oh,
but I didn't relate to the cashmere. And so I saw myself more in the
I love a
reckless
cashmere
nature.
moment. When she shows up in that long black coat with come on, she looks amazing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm. Well, is there anything you want to add on to the pile of discussion before we move on to 2K's acting?
I think we've said it all, and we're going to watch this movie again, and you should
Oh,
too.
just do it. Just do it. What's wrong with you?
It's definitely a
good.
holiday classic. Just put it on.
It's in the title.
It's so good.
The Holiday.
Doesn't even matter which one.
A little elitist. The Holiday.
There can be only one.
Actually no. Okay, I'm sorry. There is one other moment. I'm sorry. Before we move on. Because it is also the other when you say like what made you cry, and I was like, what else made me cry? Something else made me cry. I remembered what made me cry. So Arthur, the whole thing with Arthur is he is, a retired screenwriter, and his wife had passed away, who was like his person. And you could tell she sort of was the one that like kept him in shape, kept him like going, and he's had a hard time like taking care of himself, and he is also kind of emotionally shut off in the way that he doesn't want to accept praise from people because he's been offered to do the Writers Guild of America like Lifetime Achievement Award, and he's like, I don't want to go. And Kate Winslet like helps him like get stronger and get fit and get more confident. And oh my god, and he's always like, oh, no one's gonna come to this thing anyway, like everyone. And then when they open the doors for him and the whole room stands up and like applauds for him, he broke my little heart.
I bawled like a baby there too.
His face, like his lips started quivering. I was like, oh my god, I can't even. It's so sweet.
And also that moment is like the culmination for her vacation, because I'm sitting and going, this movie's called The Holiday. And then you sit and go, this is what this woman did on her holiday. She like rehabilitated this guy and is now taking him down the red carpet. His best moment.
I gotta say, I love it when romantic comedies can find a way to slip in a subplot that has nothing to do with romance.
It was the best subplot that you didn't see coming. Like you said, they didn't reveal it in the trailer at all.
No,
and,
they do not.
It was just such a pleasant layer to, I don't know, the romance doesn't have to be love.
So one thing about Nancy Meyers, and I think that's why I still keep going back to her, is that I think she is good, even with like, I know people say like, oh, it's complicated. It's just, when I've even said this, it's just Meryl Streep wanting a bigger kitchen. What's the plot line? But there are like, she fleshes out every character in her script at least enough that it feels like a world. And she also is good at having nice like subplots in her films that I think make them more emotionally rich than just the romantic plot line.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say on that.
More substantial than the average rom-com.
More substantial. Well, should we, before I just turn into a puddle of goo talking about this movie, should we give it to 2K's acting?
Absolutely. So I believe you are doing your segment first.
Oh, am I going first?
Well, it's how it comes in the movie.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Okay, fine. I'll go first. In my this is our segment, 2K's acting, where we both take a moment to perform one of our favorite moments from the movie of the week. I will be performing the role of Amanda, played by Cameron Diaz in the film. In this film, she explains to her coworkers why she needs a vacation. And Arron has one single line in this as the character of Ben, played by John Krasinski. It's an important cutaway line. Are you ready?
I actually really enjoyed the way he does this too, though.
It's very good.
It's awesome. I'm like, oh wow, I get why you are doing it.
Okay, you ready? I need to get out of town. I think I need to get some peace and quiet, or whatever it is people go away for. You know what I really want to do? I want to eat carbs without wanting to kill myself. I want to read a book, not just a magazine, an actual book. For years, I read these reviews, I buy the books, I never read them. Did you read that article in the New York Times last Sunday? Severe stress makes women age prematurely because stress causes the DNA in our cells to shrink until they can no longer replicate. That's so when we're stressed, we look haggard. This is just women, not men.
Sorry.
And remember when they used to say that single women over the age of 35 were more likely to get killed by a terrorist than to get married? Okay, that was horrible. But now our generation is also not getting married. And bonus, real terrorists actually become part of our lives. So the stress of it all shows up on our faces, making us look haggard.
Wow.
It's
I
intense.
love that monologue and
Intense.
the use of the word haggard.
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 Haggard. Haggard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry. Oh, Haggard.
Oh my goodness.
Not the movie.
All right. So the scene, that was wonderful. Round of applause.
Oh, thank you.
Gay applause.
Gay applause. Which is like snaps and like, yes. Yeah.
Just a tongue pop.
Yeah.
The scene that I'm going to be doing is, of course, I'm going to be playing Kate Winslet. I'm going to be playing, not Kate Winslet, Iris.
He's playing Kate Winslet. This is Kate Winslet in her trailer, rehearsing for her scene in The Holiday.
Has anybody ever done Kate Winslet for Snatch Game? Has that happened yet?
I don't think that's a very easy one to pull off.
Just do all of her roles. People will understand.
Yeah, they'll get it.
All right. This is, of course, I don't know, her realizing everything, her putting together everything, her lesson, her moment. I don't know if I can, but I might make myself cry. I understand feeling as small and insignificant as humanly possible, and how it can actually ache in places you didn't know you had inside of you. And it doesn't matter how many new haircuts you get, or gyms you join, or how many glasses of Chardonnay you drink with your girlfriends. You still go to bed every night, going over every detail and wondering what you did wrong, or how you could have misunderstood. And how in the hell for that brief moment you could think that you were happy. And sometimes you can even convince yourself that he'll see the light and show up at your door. And after all that, however long all that may be, you'll go somewhere new. And you'll meet people who make you feel worthwhile again. And little pieces of your soul will finally come back. And all that fuzzy stuff, those years of your life that you wasted, that will eventually begin to fade.
My favorite cutaway line is the next line from Jack Black, who says, who has a glass of vodka that she just seems like, well, fuck, you need this more than I do. Can I say, there's a line in that actually is like the line that gets me in the monologue. At least
which one?
Old me. Now I'm better. At the time, very sad. When she talks about you still go to bed every night going over every detail. Like when I went through some of my like worst breakups, I would be able to put on a brave face, like hang out with friends. They'd be like, it's so good to see you happier. I'm like, yeah. And the second they would leave and I would get into bed, all those same damn thoughts come like a Rolodex just going through your brain. So it's relate.
Our 20s.
My 20s, wow.
You know, that's what I'm talking about. Like
Not
when I was
a holiday.
first feeling, not a holiday, not one that I'd repeat.
We call that one the haunting. That's my 20s, the haunting. A quiet place.
All right.
In terms of
so we've reached our point where we are going to check in with our very scientific gayometer.
Or as I put it in the notes, I just noticed
gasometer.
No, gayometer. Well, in case you're new to the show, our gayometer is our highly scientific way of rating the film on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the most straight, and 10 being the most gay.
You look fabulous! So do you. I've never seen EastEnders look so glam.
Or to use the scale from The Holiday, 1, the most straight being cheating on your girlfriend with a 21-year-old secretary, and 10, chatting with a charming older man about classic Hollywood actresses having gumption.
Gumption.
Gumption. I love gumption.
Would you like to go first, Aaron, or would you like me to?
You go first. I
Okay.
need a moment to think about this one.
Okay. Let's see. So Nancy Myers, that's like a little gay for sure. I
She's
think
like
her movies are,
2.
huh?
She's like a +2.
Well, that's up to me to decide. It's up to the gayometer. I would agree, maybe 2. Give her 2 points for that. You get Kate Winslet, that's pretty gay. Cameron Diaz, that's pretty gay. Charming older man talking about classic Hollywood. I'm a sucker for classic Hollywood stories. I'm gonna give this overall though, because there is no gay rep, and it's not exceedingly queer leaning. I'm just a queer that loves it. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Ooh, 5. I was
Just
gonna
right down the middle, 5.
I was definitely gonna go 7, because of all the eye candy as well. Jude Law, he
Oh, yeah.
he's playing charming, the
Sure.
house down boots.
Sure.
So
All
at
that
least a
heteronormative
7.
shit with the kids. I'm gonna give it a 5. Do you have
But
7?
I'm also thinking that it is a holiday movie that is worth repeating for the gays
Sure.
because of all the actresses. Yeah, I'm gonna say 7 still.
All right, I'm gonna stick with 5. Well, there you have it.
Mm.
Those are our scores from the gayometer for today. Aaron, what a lovely first film in our or second no. What a lovely next entry in our holiday schedule. I've enjoyed speaking about this film that I will probably watch dozens more times in my life. Probably.
Yeah, this one's easily been my favorite one so far.
Oh.
Even though I've seen it so many times, yeah, I'm gonna continue to watch it every year too.
I'm surprised you don't own it.
Oh, I do now. My cousin actually sent me a copy. It's so good.
Aww. See,
Yeah.
I've still got my old copy.
Well, I don't know where mine went. It's something that I probably lent out and then.
Girls,
just disappeared.
that's not fucking the story of my goddamn life. Like, yeah, please borrow this movie that I love very much and would like to have forever, and then I never see it again. So, you can feel that. Well, Aaron, would you like to let the listeners know where they can find you on social media?
Absolutely. My name's Arron Holman. You can find me at A Whole Human on pretty much everything: Insta, Twitter, Facebook. You can find me. And if you would like to support my other podcast, patreon.com/eye to eye podcast. And yeah.
Yeah. And I'm Zacary Landolt, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Zacary with no H. And if you want to support this show, I mean, you have already gone to a great start. You're listening to it. You're already here. Hey, if you enjoyed the episode, well, why don't you hop over to iTunes and give us a rate and review? Only take a minute out of your day, and we would be so grateful. We can't even tell you. But you can follow the pod on Instagram at 2 Gays Watch a Movie, and on Twitter at 2 Gays Watch, and you can also go to our Facebook page for 2 Gays Watch a Movie. Well, Aaron, I am feeling exceedingly festive and jolly after this film. Like I have so much gumption.
Well, I'm ready to go ho ho ho.
Oh, you're always a ho ho ho.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.